Hi, folks. We're here with Alex Drueke, a U.S. Army veteran. He's going to give us his experience of being in combat, dealing with trauma, and coming into EFT. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Scott. Yeah, like Coach Scott said, I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I served 12 years in the U.S. Army Reserves. I did two tours of duty in Iraq from 2004 to 2006 and 2008 to 2009. Um, I came back from that second tour with a fair amount of PTSD, and back then it was a career ender, and so we didn't talk about it and we didn't treat it, and mine went untreated for 7 years and caused quite a few problems. Um, in 2022, after the full-scale invasion of Ukraine, I felt compelled to go over and help the Ukrainians in this fight for their sovereignty. And I thought my Army experience would be of great benefit to them. In the course of fighting north of Kharkiv in June of 22, I was captured by Russian forces with one other American, held as a POW for 105 days, tortured, beaten, starved. Um, Given the death penalty for being a mercenary, all that kind of stuff. But I was lucky enough to be part of a prisoner exchange in late September of 22. Came back home and have continued advocating for Ukraine. But obviously, being a POW does give you some PTSD. I think that's very understandable. And and I was lucky enough that I had had some counseling through the VA, and I had some things in my toolbox that helped. But when Scott told me about EFT, I was really interested. I mean, I'll admit, at first I was very skeptical. I didn't see how just tapping your body could heal a lot of these mental things. Um, but I wanted to be open to it and give it a try. And honestly, after the first session, I noticed a difference. I had been having extreme pain in my hands from all the bindings I'd been in. And after that first session, it dropped by 60 or 70%, the pain levels. Um, I noticed mental changes in my mood, and I asked my friends and family around me. I said, "Hey, have you noticed any changes in me and how we interact?" And they said, "Yeah, you seem more open. You seem more at ease." And all of this was after just that initial session. And so I believe, Scott, we've done three or four after that,
Yeah.
and I've learned the skills to be able to do that on my own. I try and do the tapping and the process at least once a day, and I really do feel like it's helping both physically and mentally. And so I'm here to fully endorse EFT. I think it's a very needed thing for combat veterans, and even civilians, Ukrainian civilians that they have PTSD as well. And I think this can really benefit them and U.S. veterans for sure.
Well, that's great, Alex. Thanks so much for sharing that story. And I'm going to bring one more thing. You had mentioned that there was a shift in the number of nightmares in your realm. If you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's right. When I first got back from being a POW, I was having nightmares almost every single night. I was already in the VA system, thankfully, and so they prescribed me some medication for nightmares, which helped. It dropped it down to maybe two or three a week, something like that. And after these EFT sessions, I think I'm having them less than one a week now, which is great.
That's super. Well, great, Alex. Thank you so much for sharing that. We hope that a lot of people watch this. We hope that our Ukrainian brothers and sisters are open to something that has helped you and helped other U.S. combat veterans who have been diagnosed with PTSD. And even if they're undiagnosed, this is something that can benefit everybody. And I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, I agree. I appreciate your time and the lessons. Thanks, Scott.
Great. Thank you.